Hi, I'm Ari, and welcome back to my series on the new Defense Grid Borderlands downloadable content. Like all of the Borderlands maps, Infiltration requires a tight start if you want to collect the interest on resources that you'll need to pull off a gold medal game. You'll notice that I start by blocking off the quick route from the first starting area. If you need to, rewind here a few times to get a hang of when exactly to build your towers. You'll notice that the missile tower isn't available, no flyers for this map. You don't really have any choice for this map but to use the pit in the middle containing the power cores as your kill area. I start with just 2 gun towers here, but note the positions. Building them on opposite corners lets you wait out the second wave without building any more than these 6 starting towers. I also kept track of the recon slider so that I knew when to block off the other starting area. Waves 3 and 4 contain a lot more aliens, so you'll need to build an early Inferno tower on the left hand side here. I'm also building the rest of my 4 main gun towers, and preparing to block off the bottom exit from our kill area. You'll notice that I don't build the tower until just before the aliens start circling around. It doesn't actually do much damage, so you don't need to build it early. Be ready to build the other Inferno tower, and to block off the top exit for Wave 4. Wave 5 comes from both entrances at once, so I'm preparing to block off these side ramps by building 2 gun towers at each starting area, just in time for this wave. I make one of the sides loop around by placing a gun tower at the right time. You'll need to have squeezed out interest carefully to do this. See how they're now headed for those side ramps, avoiding the loops I set up? Time to finish blocking it off. While the wave seems relatively hectic, the cores haven't actually got very far from the killing area. We'll fast forward through Wave 6 and get ready to pop up a command tower for Wave 7. Depending on how well you've managed the earlier waves, you might not be able to pop it up in advance like I do here. I placed my second Inferno tower on this loop a little early because I forgot that this wave was relatively easy to handle, but because I micromanaged the earlier waves, it didn't really make a big difference. As the races come in for Wave 8, I'm switching the menu over so I'm ready to build my first temple tower in advance. These races pretty much take care of themselves with 2 Inferno towers up on each side. The first shielded aliens are about to come in from the left hand side of the map. With the way I construct my maze for this level, you cannot beat this wave without upgrading those 2 gun towers at the entrance. Careful timing here is helpful. You can see I waited just slightly too long. I also upgrade the 2 left-hand towers in the killing field here. Now Wave 10 is going to come at us from both sides. Remember, I haven't upgraded these gun towers on the right hand side, so we'll need to bolster up the loop here to deal with the incoming races. I upgrade the main Inferno tower on this loop, then pop down the first temporal tower when the upgrade is half done. This takes care of the races nicely. For this wave, I even up the left-hand loop a little bit, so that this side doesn't fall behind while we wait for the shielded aliens. For Wave 12, I upgrade one of those starting gun towers on the right, and build my final Inferno tower for the right hand loop. As we head on to Wave 13, I've actually finished setting up the basic maze. There's only upgrading and a couple of bonus towers left. With some decoys coming in on Wave 14, it's time to upgrade the temporal and command towers near the killing area. I'm also going to replace those back gun towers with cannon towers, which are much more useful in that position, but I simply couldn't have afforded them in those early waves. With crashes coming in and rumblers soon to be on the way, it's finally time to start upgrading the killing area. You notice that I hit level 3 with one of the towers before upgrading the rest to level 2. This actually works better than having them all at level 2. With the temporal towers in this area, the gun towers actually have a very good shot at killing these fast aliens. So I pump another 2 up to level 3, and spare an upgrade for the Inferno tower in the right hand loop, because that does more damage to the rumblers. I actually get a bit unlucky here that the rumblers essentially handed off cores to each other, so if you like, you can make sure they die separately by timing your upgrades precisely using the rewind. If you didn't have the spare cash to spend that I did, that might actually be necessary to stop the second rumbler from stealing those cores. With Seekers about to come in, I hit the last upgrade on the temporal towers. I'm also going to upgrade that last gun tower in the centre, and eventually bring the left hand loop up to parity with the right hand one.